Salvini, the leader of the League Party, who's been appointed as the new infrastructure minister. He will be responsible to oversee ports across the country, and he already threatened to close ports to prevent migrants from entering the country.
More than 100 migrants arrived on Italy's island of Lampedusa in the last few days. The overpopulated reception centre was built to accommodate 250 people. Right now, there are more than 1,000, and they keep attempting the perilous journey across the Mediterranean. The local mayor says that while stricter rules for migration issues are needed, the humanitarian situation shouldn't be lost. People continue to arrive, and we continue to manage the phenomenon in an emergency way and not in a structural way, as it should be done. And Lampedusa finds itself almost alone in managing, at the very least, a phenomenon that has now reached epochal proportions. According to the International Organization for Migration, more than 2,800 migrants and refugees have to Italy or Malta, travelling from Libya and Tunisia since January last year, an increase on the previous period. And the new Interior Minister says NGO ships will not be allowed to enter Italian territorial waters. On Wednesday, protesters demonstrated in Rome against the renewal of an agreement between Libya and Italy. Part of the deal is to create and provide support at centres in northern Africa for those who are caught trying to illegally cross to Europe. However, the demonstrators claim human rights are blatantly violated in Libya at these detention centres. Well, let's go to our correspondent in Rome, Giorgio Orlandi, to find out the latest on Italy's new immigration policy.
As we know, migration policies are at the heart of the right-wing coalition's political programme. As she addressed Parliament, Giorgia Meloni pledged to stop illegal departures and human trafficking by restoring the so-called Operation Sophia and to work with EU institutions on that front. She said, quote, "We want to prevent the people traffickers from choosing who should enter Italy." But despite the fact that she is willing to work with EU institutions, it looks like two of her ministers are already at work when it comes to implementing such hard stance on migration. One is the new Interior Minister, Piantedosi, who already threatened to block two rescue boats carrying hundreds of migrants. One is the Ocean Viking, the other one is Humanity. One arguing that they failed to follow rules. He even called a meeting to discuss the matter with the Committee on National Security. The other one is Matteo Salvini, the leader of the League Party, who's been appointed as the new infrastructure minister. He will be responsible to oversee ports across the country, and he already threatened to close ports to prevent migrants from entering the country. And he had a meeting as well with the head of the Italian Coast Guard. Some analysts have suggested that this is Salvini's latest campaign in order to help his party gain more support and to gain those votes as well that it has lost throughout the years.